and welcome to this SUPboarder video. My name is Bo, and today I'm going to be introducing you to the brace techniques to help you stay balanced when you are out there paddling on your SUP. Bracing is using your paddle as a key tool in the water to help you stay balanced. You may also hear bracing referred to as a recovery technique or recovering. One important thing to note is that you're probably already doing your brace stroke at the moment. When you put your paddle in the water for that forward stroke, that paddle gives you balance. It acts as a balance tool, so you are already on your way to learning some of these techniques. So when do we need to use the bracing techniques? We use brace techniques to keep our balance when we feel compromised or we are about to fall in. The techniques work well when paddling in choppy conditions, but sometimes we might need it when there is boat wake or maybe some waves as well. It is best to practice these brace techniques before you're going to need to use them out in the water because everything happens so fast. And if you do need to think about bracing, it's probably too late and you're already in the water. The first key thing to note is that bracing relates to your balance and creating a lower center of gravity. The best way to stay balanced is to lower your center of gravity closer to the water by bending your knees. Naturally, your hands and paddle get closer to the water too, and this position is key for all of our brace strokes. The first brace technique is called the low brace, and this is the most common bracing technique used by paddlers. Whichever side your paddle is on, your wrists are facing down and the power face of the blade on the paddle is facing up. As you begin to fall toward the paddle, you push the paddle down onto the water, slap it on the surface of the water, and try to bring the board back underneath you or bring yourself over the board. You can really lean on the paddle more than you think as well. Try and think of your paddle to be horizontal to the water. This technique is commonly used when surfing waves to stay balanced, but also when downwinding, whitewater paddling, or any flat water or open water paddling too. The next brace technique is called the high brace. Again, it is performed on the side that your paddle is on and the power face of your paddle facing down into the water. This is used less commonly, but it really depends on the situation, and if you are already in that position, then you can use this brace stroke. Now the next brace technique combines the high brace with a draw stroke. A draw stroke is where you extend the paddle out toward the side of the board and pull the power face of the paddle back toward you. This helps you move sideways whilst you're standing still, but can also give you great balance. This technique is used to balance yourself if falling off the board away from the side that your paddle is on. That is because you slap the paddle down into the water and you can bring yourself toward the paddle and right yourself back up onto the board by pulling on it. You can really play around with moving the paddle back and forward to feel how it affects your board and your balance. And this brace technique works really well when combined with the forward stroke. You'll notice that this technique is commonly used in whitewater paddling or in waves. The last brace technique is a stability brace for when you are standing still. This technique uses a combination of all three brace strokes that we have learned, the low, high, and the draw brace. We place the paddle in the water whilst we're staying still on the paddleboard and move it around from left to right, back and forward. This is really useful when waiting for waves, SUP surfing, or if you are just chatting with friends who are on the shoreline. One easy way to always be prepared for the brace technique is to skim your paddle along the top of the water after each stroke, and that way your paddle is closer to the water, so if choppy water or bumpy water does knock you, you are able to place that paddle in the water and use it for those brace techniques. We really need to remember that we need to bend our knees, keep that low center of gravity, and you'll be able to perform these brace strokes with ease. Remember, we have the low brace, the high brace and a draw stroke, and also the stability brace technique. I really do hope that you go and practice these. Remember, if you don't practice them, if you have to think about them when you get on the water, chances are it's too late and you're already going to be falling off your board. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you really like the content that we are producing here at SUPboarder, we do have the SUPboarder Pro subscription service. It just costs a very little amount each month that you subscribe to. You're able to support us in producing more content, and also it gives you access to a ton more features. So make sure you go and check out SUPboarder Pro. Thank you very much for watching this video. Really hope that you learned a lot, and we'll see you soon on another SUPboarder technique video soon.